What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So today I wanted to talk about a what if scenario if I was to ever further declutter my collection and downsize. What would I do to do that? Because of course it's gone through my mind, because there's areas I definitely think could be improved as far as walking, visibility, and so forth. You know, like obviously I don't like having a statue in the middle of my room. So that would be the first thing to go. I would frankly get rid of both my XM Alien and Predator, get rid of Berserker and Cinemaquette, and do just the 3'1 Predators on that wall with the 3'1 Aliens. I would definitely move this over at least 10 inches. You know, so where his foot is where it would start, giving much better walking space there. I would change this shelf out to one of these and have it stop right there. That way I have full walking distance right here. And I would want this to not extend out up to here. I'd actually want it to stop right here. Or at a minimum, right here. I don't actually mind these statues at all, but I definitely get rid of those. Definitely get rid of this. Get rid of that. This room I actually think is extremely clean outside of this. You know, I'd just get rid of this shelf and those things right there. And that gives me plenty of walking space and visibility into this room. You know, and I already know scenarios on how what statues I would sell to do this, and more or less how this would be done. You know, I'm actually quite pleased with this room in general. The only thing I would say that could probably make it better is right here. Other than that, I feel like this room's pretty good. All this would go. This is where I would definitely make some changes. You know, I'm eventually going to get rid of this. This gone. This and that most likely gone, and even that gone, and I just put one life-size statue in there in the closet, and no statues here, no statues there. And then this room would feel super clean and spacious. Gizmo does not like me walking away from him, but so that's kind of the process I would do. I have thought, like, what if I got rid of statues right here? But I mean, I could. And heck, you could just do a few wall statues in here. I mean, it's still decently spacious, as you can see, but I wouldn't mind getting rid of it. But then you question, okay, so let's say you did do all that. What statues would you actually get rid of? Now, like I said over here, we'd get rid of those 4. I would want this wall to be Terminator. And what I'd probably do is actually change that shelf out right there. That way I have sufficient space for the 3'1 1/3, you know, Terminator 2 statues they're making. The Arnold, the T-1000, Bendo. Proper spacing in a giant 60-inch shelf. And everything else from right here to right there would be Jurassic. You know, having like Rotunda, Raptor Bust, the 3 villains, Dilophosaurus, and Raptor 1/6. That's like all I'd need. Although I'm not 100% sure I could fit all of that. I could definitely fit at least the 3 villains, the 1/15ths underneath, and above at least Rotunda and Raptor Bust. I wouldn't have space for Dilophosaurus and Raptor in that particular scenario. So that's why I might have to have at least like one shelf overlapping into the hallway. You know, like everything horror-wise is pretty much good, but like I said, I'd want to shorten this shelf. So to do that, I would need to move Gremlins over there and likely do Red Sonja and Vampirella in one of those shelves right here. But then I would need to change this out. I couldn't do 1/4 next to 1/3, so those would need to be like moved or sold. I could keep the 2 busts and then just do like Annabelle right there, and Chucky and Tiffany. You know, that could work. Or actually, wait. No, Annabelle and Nun, because Nun would have to be moved. So Annabelle and Nun, Chucky and Tiffany. That's how that'd have to be done for horror. You know, in this room, it's simple. I would sell Queen Thanos, Cyborg, Flash, Shazam, all of Suicide Squad, cancel Black Adam. This shelf would just be gone. Right here would just be Darkseid and Steppenwolf, Mera, Aquaman. You know, it's simple for this room. Sell a duplicate and get rid of the, you know, B characters. I mean, Flash is more of an A character, but Cyborg's definitely a B or C. You know, I'd get rid of, obviously, my second T-Rex. You know, we'd reduce down to one of each. Get rid of all of Warcraft. I do want to keep Bruce Lee, but he doesn't fit. So I'd probably have to sell him. And, you know, I'd try to keep video game to the 3 garage shelves. So I'd likely have to just sell Master Chief, Zelda, and sell anything to, you know, if I wanted something more. You know, and if I did get a life-size in that room, it'd definitely be a life-size Vegeta in that closet. You know, that is the one life-size I would get over there. If I was to get a life-size in this room, you know, I've thought about it. You know, I've thought, well, if I sell, you know, Cyborg and Flash, I just sold Wonder Woman busts. That right there is enough to fund an entire Queen life-size, you know, like an Iron Man or Spider-Man. Those would be the 2 choices. Either the Mark 7 life-size or the Iron Spider life-size. You know, 2 of my favorite characters. It'd obviously have to go in the closet. You'd have to remove the garage shelf and do like Hulkbuster back there and 1 life-size right here. Now, if I did a life-size Mark 7, I obviously don't need the bust. If I do a life-size Spider-Man, I don't need the bust. I kind of want to have a life-size in each room. I feel like that'd be so cool. You know, but I'd likely do Spider-Man because he's not as big. The Iron Man's stupid big. It's also like $4,000 cheaper. And Spider-Man overall is my favorite Marvel character. You know, and I love the Iron Spidey suit. So I would consider life-size Iron Spidey, you know, and move Hulkbuster over there. Obviously, I'd have to move those 2, you know, possibly like right here, and move Venom over and possibly sell everything underneath there. You know, it's definitely something I've highly considered. Although I think I could actually just move that shelf right there, you know, and then it'd give sufficient space for a life-size Iron Spidey, and then probably, you know, Mark 7 bust next to him. Or, no, Hulkbuster. The Transformer room is the room that would be hard to do any type of life-size, because there really isn't a life-size, you know, that could go in here that would, like, work good. You know, there's not even a true life-size in here, because that's not true life-size. It's human-sized, but, you know, this would be, I guess, the one room I wouldn't have a life-size. Although, wait for it, imagine Infinity Sauron bust. That would qualify, I think. I think to do that, though, you would need to put it, like, right here and completely get rid of Kong and Zilla and just make this from right here left, Lord of the Rings. And you'd want to do Sauron with the Nazgul bust. Or even the Balrog. Gizmo, you need to calm down, buddy. You need to go 5 seconds without Daddy. He's such a crybaby. Although I still think I prefer Godzilla vs. Kong versus life-size Sauron. But yeah, like, that is kind of an idea. I always go through these ideas. I go through so many ideas in my mind. And then eventually I execute them. You know, like I made the idea of what if I bought additional busts and got rid of my Justice League. Well, I ended up doing it the next day. I'm not saying I'm going to, you know, up and sell all these statues and try to declutter, but I do think I should do it. Because I'm just like, man, that is a good idea. Not only would it be a lot more spacious walking around the collection, but overall, just like, I don't like having such a little walkway right here. Imagine if I could walk all of this more freely. Imagine no middle room shelf. imagine walking, you know, down this hallway and it's much more spacious. Although I kind of feel like, I don't know if I necessarily need to get rid of any Jurassic statues. I still want to get Khaleesi bust. Like, Khaleesi bust and Khaleesi 1/4 are super important to me. Like, extremely important. So I definitely want to keep that. I do like the idea of Jurassic and Terminator on one wall. You know, I really do like that idea. But yeah, that was just some 5 a.m. Pre-workout kicking in before gym talk. You know, I always think about stuff like this. Like, there's definitely areas in my collection that I've shown you earlier that I feel could be less cluttered. Statues that are not truly fitting the theme perfectly. Like, obviously, Bruce Lee doesn't fit the video game DBZ room. Warcraft, yes, it's video game, but also movie. Doesn't technically fit the theme perfectly over there. So, you know, I could sell each of those for $2,000 plus each. So I'm like, yeah, that's $2,000, $4,000, $6,000, $8,000. I could fund a life-size Vegeta. You know, and Bruce Lee bust in 1/3, that's another $5,000 right there. Zelda's at least probably $3,000. Of course, that also means, you know, not getting Doom. And what about Uncharted, Last of Us, Tomb Raider? Definitely want to get those. You know, and obviously if I sold all those, that's a lot of money right there as well. $2,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,500 easily. So we're talking, you know, $20,000 in a decluttered collection, but also we're going to be sacrificing some really good statues. And of course, we would be buying at least 2 life-size in this scenario. Also, if we, you know, sell Spider-Man for, let's say, $1,200 to help fund part of the life-size. But who knows if I do this. There may be a for sale video soon. Anytime I make these videos, I end up doing it. But I'm like, I would love to declutter some. You know, I'm still trying to decide if I want to keep Hulk bust down there, because obviously my viewing angle is horrible. But I do like the overall look of the display of Hulk bust next to 1/4. And then if we do Black Widow bust there, it looks nice and clean and good. Even if I can't see Hulk perfectly up here, you know, it still looks good in my opinion. But yeah, what do you guys think of this potential idea? You know, just throwing some random 5 a.m. thoughts to you guys. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. I gotta hit the gym later.